What if I told you that even before starting school, some children are already mastering a skill that many adults struggle with throughout their lives? I'm not talking about reading. Not math skills either. It's not even about teaching them discipline. It's about focus, a deep, calm, and powerful ability to concentrate. And this ability is remarkably evident in Japan. In many Japanese classrooms, you'll find 5-year-olds who can sit, listen, and remain engaged in a single activity for up to 45 minutes without constant reminders or the need for rewards. There are no screens involved. It's simply about attention and being present in the moment. So, what happens before the age of 5 that makes such a profound difference? Let's delve into those early years that quietly shape a child's mind, well before any formal learning begins. Focus is not forced, it is nurtured. In many cultures, adults often try to force children to focus. Sit still. Pay attention. Stop fidgeting. But in Japan, the approach is different. Focus is treated like a plant, something that needs to be nurtured. You wouldn't try to make a plant grow faster by pulling on it, would you? Instead, you create the right environment, providing the necessary conditions for natural growth. From a very young age, children are given the time, space, and encouragement to stay with one activity, even if it seems simple or mundane. Think of stacking blocks, or drawing lines on paper, or meticulously folding origami, or even carefully washing their hands. The activity itself isn't the primary objective. The key is staying engaged with it. Repetition is respected, not interrupted. Observe any young child around the world, and you'll notice something that adults often overlook. Children naturally love repetition. They pour water from one container to another over and over again. They repeatedly open and close doors, exploring the mechanics and sounds. They build structures, gleefully knock them down, and then rebuild them. In many cultures, adults tend to interrupt this process. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's move on to something else. You're just wasting time. But in Japan, repetition is viewed as a form of brain training. Every repeated movement reinforces neural pathways in the brain. Every repeated attempt enhances motor control and coordination. Every repeated experience deepens attention and focus. Instead of stopping repetition, adults actively encourage and protect it. Because repetition isn't about boredom. It is concentration in its purest form, a deep engagement with the present moment. Independence begins earlier than you think. By the time many Japanese children enter kindergarten, they're already demonstrating independent skills that often surprise outsiders. They put away their own belongings neatly. They help serve food to themselves and others. They clean up small messes they make. They organize their learning materials independently. These tasks might seem simple, but they require sustained attention and focus. And here's the underlying lesson. When children feel capable and competent, they stay engaged for longer periods. Dependence fosters passivity and a lack of initiative. Independence cultivates investment and a sense of ownership. When a child feels responsible for something, even something small, their mind naturally stays focused on the task at hand. Focus becomes meaningful and purposeful rather than something forced upon them. Stillness is practiced, not expected. Young children are not naturally inclined to be still, but they can learn to embrace calmness when it's introduced gently and consistently. Many Japanese early childhood environments incorporate quiet moments into their daily routines. It's not about strict silence or enforced stillness. It's not about pressure or coercion. It's simply about creating a calm and peaceful atmosphere. This could involve listening to a story without interruptions, or quietly observing the beauty of nature, or patiently waiting for their turn in a game. These moments are initially short, but they gradually increase in duration over time. Stillness becomes a familiar state, comfortable and reassuring, normal and expected. And a child who is comfortable with being calm can naturally focus for longer. The environment teaches more than adults do. When you step into many early learning spaces in Japan, you'll immediately notice something distinct. They are incredibly orderly and uncluttered. There are clean lines and minimal distractions. Clutter is kept to a minimum. Spaces are clearly defined and organized. Everything has its designated place. Everything serves a purpose. Why is this so important? Because the environment profoundly shapes attention. A busy and chaotic environment scatters attention in many directions. A calm and orderly environment invites the mind to settle and focus. When children are surrounded by order, their brains don't waste energy filtering out chaos and distractions. They can focus their mental energy on what truly matters. Effort is valued more than speed. In many educational systems, speed and efficiency are highly valued. Fast answers are praised. Quick completion of tasks is rewarded. Immediate results are expected. But in Japan, the process itself is given greater importance. Children are encouraged to approach tasks with care and attention to detail. It's not about rushing to finish quickly. It's not about achieving perfection. It's about doing things carefully and thoughtfully. When the pressure to be fast is removed, attention naturally deepens. A child who is not rushed is more likely to observe details, to think critically about the task, to stay engaged for a longer period. Focus flourishes when time is respected and valued. Emotional regulation comes before academic pressure. Before expecting children to have long attention spans, they are guided to understand something even more fundamental: their own emotions. They learn to practice patience, to tolerate minor discomforts and frustrations, to manage and regulate their emotions effectively. Why is this so powerful? Because distraction often stems from emotional states. Impatience can lead to restlessness. Boredom can lead to wandering thoughts. Frustration can lead to giving up easily. When children learn to remain calm and centered even when experiencing these feelings, they are less likely to abandon tasks at the first sign of discomfort. They persevere and stay engaged. And staying with a task is the foundation of focus. Community shapes behavior. Children learn not only from adults, but also from each other. In Japanese group settings, cooperation and collaboration are emphasized from an early age. There's a shared sense of responsibility among the children. They follow shared routines and rituals. They move together in a shared rhythm. When everyone is engaged in the same activity, attention becomes contagious. Focus spreads socially within the group. A calm and focused group environment supports individual concentration in ways that rules and regulations alone never could. So, what really changes everything before age 5? It's not a secret or complex technique. It's not a specialized curriculum or program. It's not about intense training or drilling. It's a mindset, a philosophy. It's the understanding that attention is built gradually over time. That seemingly small moments and interactions matter deeply. That patience and consistency are incredibly powerful tools. Before the age of 5, children aren't just learning what to think. They're learning how to stay present with a thought, to follow it, to explore it. And that single ability, to remain present, engaged, and steady, shapes everything that follows in their lives. It impacts their learning abilities, their relationships with others, their capacity for creativity, and their overall resilience in the face of challenges. So, the next time you observe a child repeating an action over and over, or slowing down to focus on a detail, or simply taking their time with a task, you might not be witnessing wasted time. You might be witnessing focus silently and steadily growing. And that growth can last a lifetime, shaping the kind of person they become. If you found this perspective eye-opening and insightful, imagine the positive impact it would have if more children everywhere were given the same precious gift. Not the pressure to perform perfectly or quickly, but the space and support to focus, to explore, and to grow.